Hello, my name is Vicky and I am going to be recording an Invisalign diary. So just to give you a little bit of background about why I wanted to have Invisalign, of course, it does impact your confidence a little bit when you haven't got the perfect smile, but I also thought it's just a bit of a precaution as you age to have straighter teeth and the correct bite, and correcting also missing teeth. It will help to keep my dental health in check as I get older, so hopefully less problems there. But yeah, obviously definitely a massive selling point is to hopefully, fingers crossed, have a lovely smile at the end of it. One of the main reasons that I want to film my journey is mainly for me, so I can check my progress. I don't know if this is ever going to go anywhere else, so if it has ended up on YouTube and you've stumbled across it, hello. But the other reason is when I was looking around for other people with a similar problem to me and their before and afters, I didn't see anything. I just wanted to put something out there to hopefully give someone an idea of what would be required to fix the problem. So what caused my problems is when I was about 12, I had this tooth up here, which I used to call my vampire tooth. I had that taken out. I was offered braces, but it wasn't fashionable to have braces at the time and it terrified me. So I was like, just take the tooth out. Unfortunately, what's happened there is once the tooth was taken out, my teeth have shifted. So then I've got midline shift. So it looks like I've got one big central tooth, which to me is that seems really evident, but other people have never really said anything. They've not really looked down at my teeth, and so I feel quite fortunate in that respect that nobody's really commented before. I guess you have to get quite close to someone to see the issues, but definitely it's affected me in photos. I do like a lot of closed mouth smiles rather than open mouth smiles. I'd like for that to be able to change. And also when I'm presenting, which I have done as a part of my job, and also when I was at university, I was very, very conscious that people might be looking at my mouth, and obviously that does impact you a little bit. But really it's not healthy, because that's having a tooth taken out and the teeth moving across has meant that my bite is pretty much upper teeth on bottom teeth rather than that slight healthy overlap and that overbite, which it should be there. So I'm looking to correct that as well. So you see here, the orthodontist that I spoke to said that the midline shift isn't abnormal, like that's something that happens quite often, but what makes mine more visible is the fact that they overlap. So this tooth is overlapping this one, and it's slightly kind of like rotated at a funny angle, so it comes across here rather than straight down. It rotates out a little bit, and because I've got that upper tooth on bottom tooth problem, I grind my teeth at night. So you can probably see, and this will never get fixed, but you can see that I have ground down my teeth, and I have worn night guards. They are worse than Invisalign. So if you wear a night guard and you're worried about wearing the Invisalign trays, you'll be absolutely fine, as long as it's one of those hard mouth guards. They're a pain to get in and out. But yeah, I have worn down my teeth, and I want to prevent that from getting any worse. The overlapping, the crossing over will get worse as well if I don't fix it. So basically I was offered two treatment plans. One was to just straighten the teeth, so unoverlap them and straighten them, and apparently the midline would be barely noticeable, although the tooth would only move about 1, maybe 2 millimeters back towards the center where it should be. But yeah, I thought if you're spending that much money, I think Invisalign tends to start at about £3,000, just over £3,000 maybe, for a light option. So if you have very, very minor overcrowding or gaps to sort out, this is in 2023, but it can get quite expensive depending on the severity of your problems. Mine is quite a severe problem. It's got quite a lot of structural change, so mine is the more expensive option. And then I've got a stage 2 of this treatment plan, which is to have an implant fitted there. So the Invisalign is going to be opening up a gap Then I'm going to have a little pontic put into my Invisalign, I think at about week 22, which basically just means they fill the Invisalign tray with something that looks like a tooth, so it doesn't look like I've got a massive gap. But I'll probably end up going about 8 weeks, I reckon, with quite a noticeable gap before we can get that pontic fitted. So hopefully I'll keep recording these videos and I can let you know my experience with that. My bottom teeth, they are overcrowded as well, but nowhere near as bad as the top teeth. And so you can see slightly jaggedy, and this one is pushed back. This is quite a big tooth, and they are going to be doing some filing down. I think for the bottom teeth, I think it might be about 10 weeks. So basically I started my plan last Thursday and today is Monday, so I'm a few days into it now. The first day was actually fine. I actually find the worst thing is these attachments. I got quite a lot of them. You should be able to see them, they're quite obvious. It feels like initially you have a very, very dry mouth, it's very gritty, and you're just constantly wanting to drink water. And they hold the trays in place, so they do make the trays harder to get in and out. I found this one on the bottom on the first couple of days very sharp, and it was cutting into my bottom lip, so I was on the verge of calling the dentist back and just saying, can you file it down? But actually now it is a lot more manageable, so I'm just going to kind of live with it, I think. I've lost an attachment on my back tooth. That is, I don't think it's the end of the world. They obviously help to keep the trays in place and put pressure in the right places and pull the teeth and push the teeth into the right places. So I have got an appointment to go back and have that refitted, but that's not for over a week, just because of my work schedule. But hopefully that will be fine. It doesn't seem to impact the tray too much once it's in place. In terms of actually having the trays in, I've been fine with them. This is going to be a little bit strange. So I find at night time is probably the worst thing, especially I've been like a little bit congested as well. So if you can't breathe through your nose properly, and you're breathing through your mouth does seem to get quite dry, or at least I've had that problem. And I have had a lisp as well. So obviously I haven't got my trays in at the moment, so it's not as evident just while I show you this video. But yeah, it's okay, it's going fine. One thing that I would say is it's only been a few days, so by no means am I expecting to see any structural changes, but there was one strange thing this morning when I was flossing my teeth. The floss went really easily between these two teeth, and they've always been quite hard to floss because they overlap. And it went through really easily, and when I just turned my head a little bit and like lifted up, I can actually see like daylight right at the bottom of the teeth where I guess they're starting to move. So I wasn't expecting to see anything that quickly, and I don't think people do expect to see things that quickly, but I know for a fact my bottom teeth will be straight before my top teeth. I think it'll be about 12 weeks before I look at my bottom teeth and go, they don't look too bad. Top teeth is probably going to be more like 22 weeks before I can see much of a difference, and of course I'm going to have that big gap there. Overall, they have told me 15 to 18 months, so it's quite a hefty journey. As far as I can tell, the teeth will straighten up in about a year. So it's March at the moment, and I think by about October, November time, my teeth will be pretty straight. And the plan is to then, I think, put the implant in while I'm still wearing Invisalign, just so the teeth can actually set into the bone structure and capture okay. But yeah, I'm a bit nervous about the implant, if I'm honest. That's probably the bit that I'm dreading the most. And I just want to see some progress. I know I'm being kind of a little bit impatient, but yeah, it'll be really lovely to look back at these videos and to see that some change has happened. In terms of daily care, and I guess if you're thinking about having Invisalign, what are the pros and the cons? Well, the obvious con is the cost. It is quite expensive. I have been thinking about it for probably about 15 years. I've always hated my teeth, and again, as soon as I got past the whole braces thing, I kind of regretted it. I should have taken it when I was offered it when I was 12, but hey, that's life. You look back and you kind of think, oh well, too late now. But I'm in a position now where I can look to have the finance option. So just breaking it down into monthly costs through my orthodontist. And I guess there's not really a massive change for me in terms of like the daily care, but the biggest thing for me is the snacking. I eat quite a lot, so to have to take the Invisalign out every time you want to eat has kind of made me not want to snack, which could be good. But yeah, I'm having my breakfast, so I will take out the Invisalign trays to eat my breakfast and have a coffee, and then I will clean my teeth, pop the Invisalign back in. I haven't yet been into the office, so like having lunch and having to go and take them out for lunch, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I'm not going to brush my teeth in the office. I only get half an hour for lunch, so I guess that's the case of I normally take quite a late lunch anyway. So I'll do my best to sort my mouth out and keep it as clean as possible. I've got some chewing gum to have as well, not with the trays in. So just before I take just before I put the trays in, so after I've had my lunch, I'll have some chewing gum, sort my mouth out with some water, and then I'll pop the trays back in, and then I will just brush my teeth as soon as I get home. And then in the evenings, I normally snack quite late at night, but what I've been doing instead is having my evening meal, brushing my teeth, flossing, mouthwash, and then popping the Invisalign braces back in, and then not eating again, and that's it. Just going to bed a couple hours later, and I guess that's just going to take some getting used to. The lisp is another thing that I'm going to be getting used to. Hopefully that improves over the next couple of weeks or days maybe. But yeah, slowly getting there. And then the other main care thing, I guess, is we've got these little chewy things. I haven't got it here with me, but it's just like a little rubber, and you just bite it and chew it, and there's two things that does. The main one is to make sure you're pushing the braces right up into the teeth so they're as tight as they possibly can be. But then the second reason is meant to be about the bones taking the bone structure and helping the bone structure take to the new positioning of the teeth, something like that. So I'm trying to be quite good with that, and chewing them for as long as possible after I've popped in the braces each time. I'm sorry, I keep calling them braces. They're trays. But yeah, hopefully that just gives you a little bit of background on why I've decided to have the Invisalign, just to correct that midline shift at the top, open up a gap so eventually an implant can go in, and to just straighten up the overcrowding on the bottom, and hopefully that will give me a lovely smile for one, and it would also improve my oral health for the rest of my life. Yeah, I think that's probably it. As I say, I started this journey last Thursday, and now it's the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, so 4 days into the journey already. Other than a slight gap there, it hasn't been too painful. I haven't noticed my teeth hurting too much, maybe a couple of headaches across here, but yeah, nothing that plenty of water, because you've got your dry mouth, and some paracetamol won't fix. So that is it for my first Invisalign diary. If you have stumbled across it, I hope you find it useful. If you do have any questions, please let me know, and I'll do my best to answer.